here. Interesting.
Your will shall be done. Brothers, understood. Get ready. There's work to be done.
The company needs more food.
So, what's the plan?
I'm here. Where to?
Is that the best you can do? Throwing your life away.
We're under attack.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Building completed.
I'm listening. Where are we going? Over here. Yes.
Where do you need me?
This ends now.
Yes?
What now? Fair enough. Stay tuned. I am ready.
Make it good. Yes? One step closer to victory.
The outpost is built, General. We've expanded our borders. The company needs more food.
Go ahead.
We're under attack! We're under attack!
Yes?
Yeah.
Ready. Yes.
We're under attack!
Just give the word.
What do you want?
General?
We're under attack!
Need something? Time to go. State your need.
What is it?
Orders?
General, our research has yielded a new technology.
What is my purpose?
Yes? Ready.
We're
What do you need? I'm listening. What is it?
I'm here.
Orders?
Yes?
Where do you need me?
Pathetic! Is that the best you
Go ahead. One step closer to victory.
That was all of them. Where's the masked woman?
Gone. Probably with that horde she used to steal the souls.
Damn it. It shouldn't have happened.
I agree. But at least we now know what we're up against. And we did what we came here for. To gain information. There's a group of rogue sleepers stealing people's souls and feeding it into that device. For whatever purpose.
That's an awfully small amount of information for a lot of lives.
Is it? Information is the first step to defeating an enemy. We'll cross paths with the masked woman and her sleepers again, and next time she won't get away that easily. You can count on it.
We still haven't found evidence that any of this is connected to the God of Light, though.
No evidence, but hints. You remember what that village fool Samsa said?
That the masked woman said feed the light before she raised that crystal to siphon them.
Correct. It might have been some strange metaphor. But what if that's what the sleepers are actually doing? Feeding the souls to the God of Light. There is a connection. We just have to figure out the specifics.
If these sleepers were also behind the disappearances Tahar investigated, they were probably also behind Tahar's death, weren't they?
Very likely so.
I'll make sure to ask that masked lady nicely next time we meet her.
Well, then let's head back to Greyfell and tell the Queen about this. There's lots to be done, and we can't afford to waste time.
Sure.
That way?
Yes.
You know it. Over here?
Sounds like a plan.
Yes? What's this? Stay close.
All righty.
You got it.
What do we have here?
Where are we going? Over here? Okay.
This way. Over here.
Sure.
Need me?
Make it good. What do you want?
Yes?
You know it.
Sounds like a plan.
Interesting.
I'm here.
Where to?
I'm listening.
So, what's the plan?
You cast one last look over your shoulder as you leave the Lorrainian swamp behind you. As though touched by the hands of a corpse, an icy cold crawls down your neck. The Horde, the God of Light, it's evident that they are connected. But how? For the first time in weeks, the sun breaks through the cloud-covered sky. You turn your horse around to catch up with your soldiers. At night, you lay awake for hours before exhaustion finally overwhelms you. Samsa's words echo in your thought as you fall into a dreamless slumber. The light. Feed the light. The Black One carries the mirror.
Well then, the Queen will want to report.
I see. I had hoped for a different outcome, but you once again made the best out of a hopeless situation. Which is why it is time to make this official.
You mean...
Yes, General Erev. You proved yourself worthy. I hereby pronounce you General of the Wolf Guard. I trust you will lead your soldiers as well as you have done before. A lot depends on it.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I will do my best.
Good. Now, back to the task at hand. Thanks to the Wolf Guard's efforts, we now know that there is a dangerous political movement in Windholm, led by a dwarven priest named Arrakis. Furthermore, the soul vanishing Skadar observed is real, and it's a group of rogue dark elves, led by a masked woman, who are responsible for it. And there are hints that it's connected to the God of Light. This means that there are 3 questions we need to find answers to. 1. Who are those sleepers? 2. Who or what exactly is the God of Light, and how does it plan to enter our world? We hardly know anything about it. And 3. How do we deal with High Hierophant Arrakis and his movement? The last thing we need when facing an ancient god is an empire of crazed dwarves.
So, you want to make all these questions Nortander's responsibility?
What other choice do we have? Do not misunderstand, General Erev. I, too, would rather focus my efforts on rebuilding the country. But both the matter in Windholm and these masked dark elves pose a threat to our empire. And I will not stand by and hope someone else will take care of this for us.
Shouldn't the Royal Army take over now that we know what we're up against?
On the contrary, the Wolf Guard is best suited for any of these missions.
How so?
Because I want to see these matters dealt with as swiftly as possible. Mobilizing the Royal Army would mean a lot of discussions with the other noble houses, for which we lack the time, and I lack the patience.
Your Majesty, regarding Tahar...
I know. You think those sleepers behind the Soul Harvest are responsible for his death.
It's very likely. Tahar was examining the disappearance of a village when the ambush happened, and, judging by a conversation I had with the mortician, the wounds matched the swords of a sleeper.
So it wasn't X-Purity after all?
Probably not.
Well, we shall know for sure once we identify the sleepers and bring them to justice. Another reason to see this through.
Absolutely.
Where should we start looking for clues regarding the rogue sleepers?
Well, the first step should be to contact Exalted Father's ambassadors, and...
No.
Excuse me?
Dark Elven governance is... complicated. Even if we were to send an emissary right now, it would take us moons to even get an answer.
Then what do you suggest?
We reach out to a contact of mine, the leader of the Black Company. He knows all the dark corners of the Dark Elven realm, and I'm sure he can dig up some information on those rogue sleepers as well. With your permission, I'll send a messenger and arrange a meeting in Calibrock.
You have it. General Erev, you will accompany Skadar and see if this mercenary lord has anything worthwhile to say.
Fair enough. Any ideas where we can find information on the God of Light?
Remember when I told you that I've been following a lead? Turned out this one wasn't a dead end. We already knew that many religions mentioned the God of Light, albeit under different names. There's one in particular, though, that sparked our interest. The Alyani.
The tribe indigenous to the Howling Steppes? How can they help us?
Well, unlike other religions, their entire faith revolves around the God of Light. It plays a pivotal role in their culture.
So you want to travel there and find out if they know anything worthwhile, correct?
I think it's worth a try.
Agreed. General Aref, you will travel to the Howling Steppes with a division of your best soldiers and find us some answers.
Understood. All right. And how do we stop Arrakis without starting a war?
With the help of someone who is on her way to Greykeep as we speak. We will confer once she is here.
Someone?
You shall see. It appears that we have a plan. The quicker we follow up on these matters, the better our chances of stopping the rock slide before it crashes down the slope. Good luck, and thank you for all your service. You have done well.
Tell me this is a joke, Ambassador. Tell me this is a bloody joke.
I'm afraid not, Commander.
I've served the crown for 30 years. 30 years! And now she discards me like an old pair of boots?
The caravan's safety was your responsibility. And by walking off with that recruit, you endangered all of us. I'm sorry. You were only 2 years from your retirement either way. And the incident will not impact your pension. The crown will not let you...
Go to hell!
General, is there anything I can help you with?
What are your thoughts on all this? The dwarfs?
I wish I knew. Truth be told, in my experience, it's best if you don't think about these matters too much. Their causes, their implications. Instead, you should focus on what you can do about it. This is how I approach most aspects of life. Act, don't brood. Also, I fully trust Her Majesty, and since she has put her faith in you, I do the same.
I'm flattered. What's your story? How did you become Ambassador of the Realm?
Oh, well, it's not an exciting story if that's what you were hoping for. I'm the son of Jaros de Bros.
The de Breos? The mayor of Greyfell?
Yes, my path was pretty much paved the moment my parents found out that I was gifted. A royal mage took me under his wing, and I joined the university when I was only 15 years old, where I studied the 5 languages, history, diplomacy, and magic. Since I wasn't an exceptional mage, but performed quite well in other disciplines, my father suggested that I pursue a career in politics, as he had done. That I did, and here I am, 13 years later, and Ambassador of the Queen.
You speak all of the 5 languages?
More or less, yes, though my Elven and Empyrean have gotten a little rusty.
"28 winters and Ambassador of the Queen. That's impressive.
Thank you. What about you? How did you join the military?
Well, my parents didn't come from much. I worked my way up.
And now you're here, General of the Wolf Guard. I admire that, General. I truly do. Either way, is there anything else I can assist you with?
What was that about? Your argument with Commander Reinelt?
The Queen demoted him for his failure on the Golden Road. She basically sent him into early retirement.
That's harsh. Nobody could have foreseen that ambush.
I agree, but sauntering about the forest with that recruit, he was careless.
As
Has our dwarven ally arrived yet?
Not yet, but we have received word that she passed the gates of Kings 2 days ago. In other words, she will arrive soon. If you'd be willing to wait, I could arrange a conclave right after she arrives.
All right, I'll wait.
Good.
Your Majesty?
Rhaera Hellstone, rise.
Your Majesty, it's an honor. I'll keep it brief. High Hierophant Arrakis has enemies in Windhome too. The Blackstone Rebels, which I lead together with my brother Malik. We are planning a coup, and we're hoping for the Crown's support.
Wait, Blackstone Rebels? Did you borrow that name?
From the uprising against King Rorik 15 years ago. Aye. So you know about our history?
No, but one of the Circle Mages, Iskrim, someone close to him died during the rebellion.
Many good men and women died. We chose this name in their honor.
So, not all the dwarves in Windholm support Arrakis.
Of course not. His ideology is a current that threatens to drag under everyone who doesn't fit the ideal. And even among those who do, there are many who oppose it, as they should. Since this talk of Granite Sons is by far the, pardon my language, Your Majesty, most damned idiotic thing I've heard in years.
And just how did you and your brother get to lead a rebellion?
We both have our reasons. Suffice it to say that Arrakis spits on everything we hold dear. And also, we're not leaders. We're the faces of hundreds who refuse to stand by and watch as this sodding lunatic steers our homeland into chaos.
Very noble of you.
And you are?
Wraith Skadar. He is assisting us in another matter.
I see. Well, Wraith Skadar, I don't claim to be a saint. If you don't trust me, fine, but I'm all you're getting.
If we doubted your intentions, you would not be here.
Good to hear.
Interesting. So instead of engaging directly, you want to support these rebels. Is that it, Your Majesty?
Yes.
How do you know if we can trust them?
We do not. But once again, it is our best option. We've already pushed our luck by recapturing Dracot, and we cannot intervene directly without risking another war.
Nobody wants another war. Look, General, I understand your reservations. But trust me, if it were up to me, I'd be on a ship to Zoo by now. I'm doing this because I have to. And I have no intention of staying once this scumbag is back where he belongs. In chains, and in the darkest pit the Windhome dungeons have to offer.
All right. What role do you see the Wolfguard playing in this?
Well, that's simple. We need an experienced soldier to help us with an operation. A heist. Right now, we are many, but lack the coin to become a force to be reckoned with. We intend to change that by borrowing some money and high-quality weapons from Windhome's treasuries. If you help us see this through, we will use this money to build up an army strong enough to take care of Arrakis and reinstate the prince. Also, we will lend the Crown the Blackstone Rebels forces to help you on that mission of yours. If you want us, that is.
You know about our mission? About the God of Light?
I was briefed, yes.
Do you think King Rorik's son is fit to lead Windwall? To my knowledge, his father didn't enjoy the best reputation, did he?
Right. Not to mention the fact that he murdered the original Blackstone Rebels, whose name you borrowed.
That's true, but the prince is still a blank slate. It doesn't look like he takes after his father. And with the right guidance, we should be able to steer him in the right direction.
How do you plan on getting us into Windholm, though? Is there a side entrance?
Way better. Look.
Letter of passage. For Zverak Yor?
One of EO's most renowned architects, I, whom we've taken hostage. Arrakis hired him to help with the construction of his statue.
What statue?
You don't know? Arrakis has ordered the construction of a giant statue of Nihalf made of pure moon silver. A monument to Windhome's greatness, apparently.
So that's the symbol that dwarf in the Windwall outskirts was talking about.
A statue made of pure moon silver. That's madness.
Arrakis in a nutshell.
You kidnapped the architect?
Aye, but don't worry. We simply took him somewhere where he won't mess up our plan. He's well cared for and will be released once the coup has been seen through.
An unrelated question, but did you notice any cases of people disappearing in Windwall? Or its outskirts?
No. This is about the God of Light, right?
Yes.
I see. Well, no, nothing yet. Though now you mention it, there has been talk of strange dark elves patrolling the border. That might be anything, though. Frankly, at this point, Windhome's biggest problem is Arrakis. And I hope it stays that way for now.
Arrakis wants an Empyrean architect to design this statue. Am I the only one who sees the irony in that?
No, he sees it too. Which is why the letter also contains strict orders not to question its bearer too much.
That's convenient.
But I'm not Svarog Yor. How does this letter help us?
Says who? You spent years in Imperia, and you even have a slight accent. Windhome folk aren't particularly cosmopolitan, so they won't know the difference. You take the letter, show it to the gate guards, and they'll let you pass. No questions asked. Then we meet up with my brother, discuss the plan, and see it through together.
Excellent. General, make all the necessary preparations. Even if the mission succeeds, it will take the rebels a while to set the coup in motion. In other words, the sooner we get this done with, the better.
Understood.
General, what is it?
How would you like to grab a drink?
A drink? Why? Do you need to discuss something?
No, I could just do with a little break, that's all.
Ah, well, I can imagine. So, yeah, sure, let's go. I know a good spot.
Atop the mammoth stronghold of Greykeep sits King's Vantage, a gathering place of merchants, servants, and nobles alike. From here, the high towers of the keep encircle the terrace, a grove of stone jutting out from the city below. Beyond, the vast countryside of Nortender stretches to the far horizon, a view that both reminds and inspires those who defend it.
No way! You're making this up, right?
No, that's what he said.
This potion shall grant you the virility of a bull.
Owen's reigns. Hard to believe that line would work on anyone. But then again, Empyreans are a funny folk. You know, as a child, I always wanted to cross the Sea of Dreams. See all those exotic places the bards always sing about.
What stopped you?
Money, mostly. And now, responsibility. I'm a circle mage. I don't feel like one, and I'm not sure I'm doing a particularly good job at it, but still. I can't just turn tail because I feel like it, can I? People are counting on me.
Say you had crossed the Sea of Dreams. Where would you have gone?
Kalea, maybe? Or Zhu. Ultimately, I don't think the place would have mattered. What I've always loved about the idea of traveling to a new country is that it would have been a fresh start. You know, turning the page, starting over.
I hear ya.
Anyway, we digress.
Now that you mention it, I've been wondering, what made you stay after the Purity Wars were over?
Good question. Do you know the saying, if everybody would take care of himself, then everybody would be taken care of? That used to be me. But then during the Purity Wars, I came to realize that that's nonsense.
Why?
Because it completely ignores that there are positions of power. If you'd come across a woman being robbed by 2 highwaymen, you'd help her, right? You'd do it because she probably couldn't help herself. But you could. The more powerful we become, physically or in society, the more responsibility we have. It's easy to ignore that if you've never needed help from someone else. Or in my case, if you've hit rock bottom and fought your way up on your own. Because especially then you think, I didn't get any help, so why should others? But that's a fallacy. Just because you had it hard doesn't mean everybody else should.
What makes you think that you're doing a bad job as a circle mage?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't feel very authoritative, I guess. And honestly, those formal gowns? Ugh. Whenever I have to wear them for a conclave, I feel like a peacock. And don't get me started on the bodices. How some women wear these things voluntarily is beyond me. Then again, out of all the circle mages, I'm probably the best fit for these things. I mean, gore at a royal conclave? Uran? No thank you.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
Thanks.
But you aren't planning on giving up your position anytime soon, are you?
No, of course not. But enough about me. What about you, General Arev? What drives you? Yeah, you're acting under orders, but I still can't help but feel that this mission is personal to you.
Well, I messed up badly back in Imperia, and this is my second chance. Not everybody gets those.
Wait, but you don't remember what happened that day, do you? How can you say you messed up then?
I lost my entire division, and the orcs butchered the town I was supposed to protect. Regardless of how it happened, I'd say that qualifies as messing up, wouldn't you?
I guess so. Anyway, I had a great time, but we've been talking for over an hour now. We should probably get back to the wolf chamber. I mean, we don't want there to be any gossip, do we?
Probably not.
See you around, General. I'm glad you joined us.
General.
I'd like to learn more about the dwarves. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm no anthropologist, General. Doesn't Greykeep have a library?
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
I believe you. Ask me about something I know, like brandy and the drinking of brandy.
What do you think of the people who've joined us?
General, I didn't peg you as a gossip. All right, I'll play. Who do you mean?
What's your take on Wraith?
Wraith. He doesn't trust me. He's had a painful lesson not to put faith in a fragile world. I respect him for that, but it's not as doom and gloom as he makes it. He's swimming in the ocean, refusing to look anywhere but down, so of course he only sees the abyss. If only he'd look up.
I wanted to know more about you.
Me? Fancy that. All right, what do you want to know?
Are you from Windholm?
Aye, born and raised. Although I hadn't been back until a few months ago.
Why's that?
Well, I was busy, I guess. Seeing what else was out there. I ended up with some privateers out in the Sea of Dreams.
Where was Malik while you were adventuring?
He stayed in Windholm. Took a job as a labourer in the mines. I was only supposed to be gone a short while, but when it became clear I wouldn't be back, I asked him to join me. But he declined. Said he liked his feet on solid ground. We wrote letters, though. That was always my favourite part about returning to port. Finding a letter waiting for me about my brother's latest news.
Do you have any other family in Windholm? Parents?
It's always just been me and Malik. We jumped around in the streets for a while before an orphanage took us in. The woman who ran it, she's the kindest person I know. She took in everyone, even though she had practically nothing to spare. And yet she's the kind of person Arrakis would sweep away. Not because of her character, but because of the haves and have-nots.
Sounds like you had a rough childhood.
Stones, it was rough. But you know, in a way I'm grateful. Having nothing makes you appreciate what little you do have. The people who work their arses off to survive, those are some of the strongest people I know. And it's how I know we're better than this Granite Suns bullshit. A lot of us don't want this. We just have to empower ourselves to resist.
So, you're a pirate?
Dust and stones, no. More like a pirate chaser. We were contracted by some minor Northander lords to protect their merchant vessels. Drove off a lot of sea thieves.
You must have had a lot of adventures. Got any stories?
Aye, I do. Buy me a drink or three and maybe I'll tell you.
How does one end up with privateers?
I guess one thing led to the next. Malik and I owed a debt to some traders. They knew I was good with the blade, so I served as a bodyguard on their expedition.
And they turned out to be privateers?
No, it turned out they owed the privateers a debt. And when some bloody wolves tore our camp and the traders to bits, Captain Tarzan stuck me with the debt. So I served on her ship.
That's awful.
I hated it at first. Why should I have to settle someone else's debt? After a while, though, I realised I actually enjoyed it. Being out there with only blue above and blue below, chasing sea rats like hounds on a hunt, it was freedom. The crew accepted me as their own.
Then, how did you come back?
I got a letter from Malik about what was happening in Windholm. I told the captain. She paid out my cut and bid me good tides.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. Best captain on the seas. Once this business is taken care of, I plan to rejoin them. Maybe finally drag Malik along too.
That's all I wanted to know. Want to get a drink?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Ugh, why is everything still spinning?
I'd like to learn...
I'm no anthrop.
Sorry, I didn't mean...
I believe you. Ask me about something I know, like...
See you later, Rara.
See ya.
What do you need? Go ahead.
Yes?
How did you come to serve as quartermaster for the Royal Army?
Me? Injured my knee some years back, but still wanted to serve. So they put me on supplies. Then I worked my way up to here.
Let's talk about the mercenaries. Who do we have hired at the moment?
All right, consider it done. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Thanks. I want to hire a new mercenary.
How are our provisions? Something about a heist. Someone... I can take care of that. What do we have here? Nothing new today.
Axes,
What's this?
daggers, swords, everything for the wary traveler. Come again. May Tiara bless your path.
You'll find just what you need. Oh, that'll do.
Out of the way.
We can take them.
With autumn sun to warm your skin and a breeze on your back, the journey to the Howling Steppes is surprisingly pleasant. You sleep better than you have in months, and as you arrive at the border, you feel almost rejuvenated. The clean air, the vastness, inhospitable as the steppes may be, there is a certain peace to them. All the more surprising, then, as the wind carries a stench towards you as you close in on the Aliani village.
Here we are, the Howling Steps.
As inviting